So welcome to our SOS ServerSave Partner Webinar. My name is Derek Wood. I am the Partner Product Manager here at SOS. Unfortunately, our CEO, Ken Shaw, couldn't make it, but we will be going through the whole program, looking at the market, what's exciting about this new offering. Our partner program is not new, but what is exciting is the new offering that we've released as of this November. And it's been such a widely successful program, and we really see a continued growth pattern where not only the program is successful, but by nature of the market, this program is successful. So today we're going to go through just a basic overview of the company, who is SOS, where did it come from. We're going to do an industry snapshot, an overview, what is the opportunity in this market. We're not here for charity, at least not most of us, and we want to be able to turn a buck for what we're getting into here. And we're going to show you how you can do that and why this program is really designed specifically for the emerging market. We're going to go into the features and benefits of ServerSave, the competitive landscape, how this has not only changed the dynamic of the SOS Online Backup Partner Program and services, but how it changes the market. Then we're going to go through a brief product tour where we'll show how to create a backup set, do a simple recovery, and we'll have any questions throughout the presentation. At any point, we'll stop periodically for questions, and that'll be how we go about there. So throughout the time, again, you feel free to use the chat function to ask or comment on what we're going through, as we do want to make this as interactive as we can. So first, SOS Online Backup. Where did we come from? Who are we? SOS Online Backup was founded, rather humble beginnings, in a dorm room, but rather than Silicon Valley in Melbourne, Australia. So rather unique there. But from its beginnings, it was a rather lax operation until about 2005, 2006, when we actually launched to the international market, specifically the U.S. market. In 2005, 2006, our partnerships were mostly of the large custom development type, so going to partners like Bitdefender, WebRoot, those sorts of ideas. And then we also had a light affiliate program. And as an affiliate, just exactly what you would expect when you hear the word affiliate. You put a banner on your website, maybe a sign-up link, and then you get a little kickback for that. Well, what we saw was we really wanted to address the market in a way that was strategic, like our large partnerships were, but in a way that we could scale that. And what we've come up with today is the Tier 1 Partner Program. We didn't launch this program until about 2009, but within the first 6 months of this program, we more than doubled our partner membership. And we're now looking at an additional increase in our partner program by adding ServerSave to that. So primarily, if we look at this graph here on the right, it shows the trend of any type of adoption life cycle. We can actually look at this as far as cloud backup today, and then just look linearly as the x-axis would be years. So from 2005 to 2006, we really were at the innovator adoption and early adoption stage. We're just now coming out of that early adoption stage. What does that mean as far as growth in the market? Well, about a 33% year-over-year growth in the consumer online backup space. That's a tremendous growth to be experiencing year-over-year, especially in a space that's rather limited. Consumers are very simple in their decision-making processes, are more savvy as times get tough, but generally it's just about what kind of mind share they get, who's advertising to them best. Well, we've seen that this adoption has now migrated into the managed services market and really piggybacks on that growth and is now getting into the SMB market. So the IDC confirms that today, out of the companies they've surveyed, only about 16% are currently using some form of online backup service, whether it's a limited implementation as an extended evaluation or a more thorough implementation. But for the most part, a pretty wide open market when it comes to the SMB space. Why haven't SMBs been moving into this earlier? Most of it has to do with, just by nature, the SMB market is less flexible to take risks with new technology. They move a little more slowly. What services they do purchase, they're not going to replace them immediately. They're not the guys in line at the Apple store waiting for 6 hours to get the new generation of the iPhone, even though they have the latest version of the iPhone. The SMB market is more conservative. They're going to wait until the existing services they have expire, until the existing services they have fail. They're going to wait till a price point really comes down, and right now, that's where we're at. So we're expecting, and not just we SOS, but the entire market, backed by the studies done by the IDC and also confirmed by the Harvard Business Review, that we're going to see a 3 to 5x growth over the next 3 to 4, 5 years. And that doesn't even include the managed service market overall, which is hard to really pinpoint any type of growth figures together because we don't have anything to base those figures off of. So we're really excited. Everyone's excited. I'm sure you are, to see how it's going to go.
Hey, guys, this is Shaylin Herrick. I'm the Director of Marketing for Business Products. I just wanted to pop in here with a really cool and related fact that I read today in itpro.co.uk. This is coming out of the Parallel Summit 2012. This article states, SMBs with less than 20 employees are 3 times more likely to use a cloud than on-premise server. In fact, traditional systems administrators working for a small business are no longer going to be people who hug servers in back rooms. So this isn't just information that we're getting from IDC. This is information that people in businesses and consumers are feeling around the world. This entire cloud services industry is really going to be focused on SMBs, and hopefully your business will be able to too, because the demand is absolutely there.
Definitely, and that's great information. And one of the things about the SOS service that is also consistent with what the market is finding as this market grows and emerges into this early majority stage is the differences in adoption really comes down to security. The SMB markets are more savvy than you would expect when it comes to really understanding the need for secure services. I think the Box.net and Dropbox expansion happened so quickly, everyone looked at the benefits of having that flexibility without realizing that they now have their businesses and all of their business data, their IP, out on this stealth cloud, not coined by SOS, that they can't control. And so we're really looking at a strong positioning that SOS has had as always being a very secure and the most secure cloud-based service out there in the market when it comes to backup.
So not only is cloud backup extremely secure, but it's reliable, as you probably know, and now less expensive than paid backup. SOS Online Backup really was founded on the idea that our users should have flexible and easy access to their online backup, and the reseller program is absolutely no exception, and of course more reliable than traditional backup solutions like tape. So this price inflection point is developed by the cheapness of offsite hosting, the cheapness of hardware used for offsite hosting, and the cheapness of internet bandwidth expansion across the world. So we're seeing offsite backup become more affordable for consumers as well as SMBs, and that's helping move the market towards the cloud.
Definitely, and really what we're looking at is a piggybacking market of the managed service market. The managed service market is really what's spurring this growth. And it also has to do with exactly those items that Shaylin mentioned. So cheaper storage, better software, proven security, and where you used to have managed services is something only available if you could hire full-time IT staff or partial IT staff or just had a lot of money for it. Managed services are now available across the board. You have freeware monitoring programs, which are now very professional and well developed. It takes a little longer when they're freeware, but they're up there now. And you have now not just a here's some software or here's a piece of hardware. Make sure your office manager is switching it out every day regularly. And is your office manager savvy enough to know that the backup hadn't run or did not run, or to not mess up the drive rotation? Now it comes to more of a managed arena where you don't have to worry about those things as often. It's also beneficial for us as the providers of those services is that with managed service packages, you don't have to argue with your customers about what services they should or should not be paying for. You can bundle into a package of services. This is my managed backup service, and this is what you get with it. It allows you to provide better services at less cost and less time. So who doesn't like that? And the recurring revenue growth, of course, is great with that too. So looking into, again, where is the SMB adoption curve really coming in strong? At total business data protection, business continuity, these are the types of things that we're looking at. Not just a tape backup solution, not just an online backup solution, not just a bare metal image restoration offer. This is something that you bundle into one item. Historically, our partners had 3, 4, maybe as many as 5 or 6 partnerships just to satisfy their business continuity solution. And today, SOS has really reduced that number dramatically. Rather than having to go to a drive-based or a hardware-based system, you can now use the software with SOS and use any hardware you like. We don't pigeonhole you into buying proprietary hardware just because that's our historical business model. We don't have that business model. Now all you need is the software. If you want to use additional hardware for local backup, that's great. And you have the image-based recovery technology behind it.
And the SOS Cloud Backup System features specific items that SMBs truly are looking for. It's total business data protection, as Derek mentioned. Our software backs up workstations, servers, laptops. It's a complete business continuity and disaster recovery solution. Recovery is easy, and there's always assistance and information available to help with that. Server application backup and recovery is all included in our managed service provider program and in our SOS ServerSave platform. It includes Exchange backup, SQL backup, and SharePoint backup, and Windows Server backup, not to mention your regular old file servers. It includes centralized deployment reporting and remote management systems. These are all things that you, working with SMBs, are going to find absolutely vital, and it's all included in one system, which just makes it all easier for everybody involved.
And Tim brings up a great question on as Shaylin was talking through it. What are the options for restoring an entire server? Bandwidth limitations tend to make it impractical to restore an entire server through the internet. And that's a terrific point. And that's where historically backup, quote-unquote, solutions and strategies have really been kind of backwards. And it's because there hasn't been a company that provides all the solutions. So marketing behind, a BDR system like Zenith, they really put you at like, oh, this is all you need. But what about the local disasters? Each type of backup and recovery strategy has its benefits and its limitations, and you really only have a true business continuity solution if you have multiple backup strategies and multiple restorative strategies. So to get to Tim's point specifically, what are our options for recovering if we have an image offsite? Well, we're very excited. If you see below, we're looking to collapse the RTO and RPO to under 30 minutes. RTO meaning how long does it take you to get up and running, the restore time objective, and the RPO, restore point objective, how old is the data that we are recovering. So with the image backup technology and with our cloud, rather than having to recover all that data and then mount it, which could take a long time if you're talking about 500 gigs or terabytes of data, you can actually right now just pay for a service where we'll mount the image in our cloud for you, and you can access it that way. In the coming 3 to 6 to 9 months, we're going to be providing you regular updates as far as our partners with the release of our Cloud Boot service. So at the bottom here, we have a description that says Cloud Boot is SOS's data virtualization and disaster recovery technology that allows images of running application servers to be taken, moved to the cloud, and booted on demand for real-time failover and recovery. So it isn't available now. We're getting closer and closer every day. So currently, you put in order with us to have an image of whatever machine on your backup set mounted to a server in our cloud for this virtualization option. Now, we're not at that 30-minute RPO for that, but we can have it same business day. So it's a very exciting time for us as we add these additional services and also really start spearheading the move into cloud-based virtualization service. So now not only are you getting with SOS a coverage for your file and folder backup at your workstations, your laptops, on-site for your servers, file application, database system, whatever it is, but you also have that a good recovery option off-site. So we understand that the limitation of cloud-based systems is, of course, the speed of the cloud, and that's how we're getting through that. So starting at the top, we have this nice graphic here that really shows kind of an end-to-end solution. One of the big things that's overlooked, and primarily overlooked just because of a lack of a good option to solve it, is workstation-based backup. Most backup systems in today's SMB markets are going to be, if they exist, at some sort of centralized location, whether it's as simple as just a NAS that's being used to centralize information, or if you have a server and you're running terminal services. There are a lot of different ways, and terminal services seem to be the end-all, be-all of finally now we can cover all of our business's information. Well, it's still, as technology increases, where our data can be created and stored and moved around also increases. And it's still estimated that roughly 60% of a business's data today resides solely on workstations and laptops, those network extremities. So how do you really go about protecting those extremities? Well, we have a simple file and folder application that's award-winning for its simplicity and its security. And you can install that on a workstation, a laptop fleet, and really make sure that you're covering all those points. It's also simple enough where you can enable your users to actually take control of their backups, meaning they can monitor the schedule if they so choose, or you can just schedule it for them and you monitor it. But let's say they're on the road and they need to recover something. How many business deals or situations get delayed and money's lost because of the requirement to get back to a physical location before they can send you a file? With our service, we have mobile applications. We have a mobile portal where you can search through your backup set and recover or share that file from your mobile device. So we just released the SOS branded Droid application on the Droid market that now includes backup rather than just access. The iPhone application is also SOS branded. It's available on the market, and it includes backup as well as recoveries as well. So it's a very expansive coverage of your entire business and all the data that you're using. We will be moving eventually into more cloud-based backup services like Twitter, Google Apps. Facebook is currently in existence. And as we move to that, we really want to make sure that the cloud is also being backed up. The Twitterverse, every time there's a global event, seems to shut down and people lose followers, lose content, whatever it is. And this is a regular part of every business. I'm sure even most of you have Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts that you use from a business perspective. And it would be nice to be able to back up the contacts, the wall posts, those endorsements that you get, retweets, followers, all of that, in the case that your account is violated in some way. So the ServerSave program, what do you get with the ServerSave program when you're coming in to